Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trends Tech. Today we are talking about the iPhone 15 Pro Max, my first impressions and everything that I like about it. The first thing that I love about this phone, and yes, I love it, is the fact that we finally have USB-C. It is something that I've wanted on the iPhone for a very, very, very long time. And a lot of people believe that it was never going to happen. We finally got it, so I'm happy about it, okay? The other cool thing that I think went over a lot of people's heads because everybody just thought, oh, USB-C, well, it's just charging. Well, no, USB-C opens up new doors or whatnot. So one of the things that I have to use with my MacBook Pro is a USB-C dock or adapter or dongle, as most other people know it. And the cool thing about using that is it's not just one item as far as things that you can plug in. You can plug in multiple things. So I could take a USB-C dock and plug it in, and I could put my SD card in there, and it shows up and it reads the SD card. Before, I had to have a Lightning to SD card reader, and even then, transferring files through Lightning at USB 2.0 was really, really slow. On here, you have USB-C with USB 3 speed, so it's not Thunderbolt, but it's not slow either. I think if we look at the charter map, you can get up to like 10 gigabytes a second. I don't know if it's gigabytes or gigabits. It's one of those. Either way, it's still way faster than USB 2.0. And now that we have USB-C on here, it's opening up my mind to all of the different things I can do with this now. I'm going to try to connect a keyboard to see if that works. I'm going to try and connect other different devices to see what happens. The other thing that I want to do is I want to be able to take my phone and connect it to my monitor there because I have a USB-C to HDMI cable. And one of the things that was supported in this phone that I think a lot of people kind of glossed over is the fact that you can support an external monitor with this phone. So essentially, if you plug in a cable and let's say it's a USB-C to USB-C and you go out to a monitor or anything like that, it should basically just show what's on the screen. So that's kind of a cool thing if you're somebody that records video and you want to see yourself. Or let's say, I don't know, you're watching a movie on here and you want to connect it to a TV. Sure, you could cast it, but yeah, you got to have, Bluetooth and internet and all that stuff. I come from back in the day where I used to just plug stuff straight in and just play stuff off of my laptop. So if I can do the same thing with my iPhone, great. I will totally take it. Yes, these are things that have been available on Android. I understand it. I get it. But as an iPhone user, I am happy that it is here. The other things that are coming to mind with this phone, just first impressions after I took it out of the box and I started using it, was the weight difference. Now, is it a massive weight difference? Is it something that is like, oh, this other iPhone was just so ridiculously heavy and this one is so much lighter? No, but there's enough of a difference to where you notice it and you kind of appreciate it. So the fact that this has titanium and titanium is lighter than stainless steel and the other things that Apple has done with this phone to make it lighter, I appreciate it. I have no issues with it whatsoever, and I'm really, really happy about it, and I'm kind of glad that they did this. The other thing about this phone, and you guys may or may not have noticed already, is that we have a new button here, and that button is called the action button. So essentially with the action button, you can press this button, and by default, it will silence your phone. So we no longer have the mute switch, we have the action button that can basically do that. But if you want to, you can remap this to something else. One of the things that I will always used to love or still love about Android phones is I can just double tap the power button and the camera opens up. With iPhones, I couldn't do that. Now you had the double tap on the back, but for me, I didn't like that feature because it was just a little too sensitive and it wasn't exactly reliable in my situations. I like to have physical buttons. So pretty much I mapped my action button to a camera because there are just times where stuff is just happening around you and you just want to press the button and have it open up. I will say this though. The one thing that I wish I could do with this is I wish I could double click the action button to have the action happen, because essentially what you have to do is you have to click the action button, you have to hold it down. And so that's kind of like, I'm kind of like, all right, that's cool or whatever. But personally, I would like to double click it. But for example, one of the things you can do is, like, let's say your phone is closed, you would just have to hold this down and then it would open up. So like I said, it's not the hugest thing on earth, but it's just a small little critique or whatever. But that still works. You can just, oh, hey, there's something going on. And then you can open up your camera right away. So definitely appreciating the action button. Also, this case was sent to me from Nomad. This is their, rugged case, and it's got like this Atlantic blue type of finish on there, which goes really, really well with the titanium blue that's on this iPhone. So let me go ahead and take this out so you guys can see the titanium blue in all its glory and see how those two things line up. And that's just pretty much how it goes. Now, there were some people talking about you can see fingerprints on here. I honestly don't care. I put my phone in the case. I leave it in the case, so I really don't have to worry about fingerprints. So if you're somebody that cares about fingerprints that much, just go buy a white titanium one or go buy a regular titanium. Those would be like the two lighter colors that you really can't see the fingerprints that well on. You're going to see it more on the blue. You're going to see it more on the black. Basically, the darker the color, the easier it is to see fingerprints for whatever reason. As far as the rest of the phone, it's cool. I'm still digging into the rest of the features. The 5X camera, I like the 5X camera. It's better than the 3X camera. Hopefully, Apple can put the 5X camera on the iPhone 16. Because I know we kind of did that before where Apple came out with, I guess, like the bigger camera on the 12 Pro Max, and the regular 12 Pro didn't have that same size, sensor or whatnot. And then the next year with the 13, they made it all the same size. So maybe that happens again or whatnot. But yeah, I like shooting at 5X. Definitely gonna, take some more pictures and see how everything looks or whatnot. But definitely appreciating that feature. And then I would say lastly, the biggest part of this phone is the fact that I get to do more with this phone than I could do with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Because for a long period of time, the iPhone 14 Pro series, I would say probably starting with the 11 Pro, 12 Pro, 13 Pro, 14 Pro, it just felt like a plus version of the regular iPhone. Because the regular iPhone was already limited, but you would think that with a Pro version, it wouldn't be as limited, although it was. Now with USB-C, now with the newer chip and the other things that they're, integrating into the iPhone or whatnot, it's a little bit more my speed. I feel happier with it. This phone feels closer to my Z Fold 5, which I can already do a lot of stuff with, but now I can do more stuff with this phone. So that just makes me happy just as a tech person and just as somebody that uses iOS and Android. So as far as the first impressions go, hey, Apple did it. Apple knocked it out the park for me. My life is so much more convenient now that I don't have to use a lightning cable. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Once again, yes, I know the EU had to force Apple to do it. I don't care. I got USB-C and I'm good to go. So the other thing I wanted to talk about here, because I really don't, do too much, self-promotion or anything like that. But I do have wallpapers on here, and these are wallpapers that you can pick up that work for the Z Fold, they work for the Pixel Fold, they work for the iPhones as well. I will go ahead and link those down in the description below. So if you guys want to support the channel and pick one up, I actually have 2 wallpaper packs. The first one is like, like waves and colors, and I got like, the regular colors, and I got the pastel ones. And then the second ones, I called it glow, and it's kind of like more like eclipse lighting or whatnot. And it's got a bunch of different colors there. So go ahead, check those out. You don't have to buy them if you don't want to. Like I said, it's just if you want to support the channel. So, all right, y'all, take it easy. See y'all in the next video. Peace.